You are listening to Bedtime Dreamy Tales. Share and subscribe our channel. Story title: The Firebird, the Horse of Power, and the Princess Vasilissa. Once upon a time, in a faraway land ruled by a powerful Tzar, there lived a young archer named Ivan. Ivan was no ordinary archer, for he owned a magnificent steed known as the Horse of Power. This horse was unlike any other, with a broad chest, eyes like fire, and hoofs of iron. It was said that such horses belonged to the legendary bogatirs, the great warriors of old, and that they slept beneath the earth, waiting for the time when Russia would need them once more. One day, in the verdant springtime, Ivan rode his horse of power through the dense forest. The trees were a vibrant green. The ground was carpeted with little blue flowers, and squirrels and hares darted about. But there was an eerie silence in the air. No birds sang. Ivan rode along, listening intently for their song, but all he heard was the rustling of animals and the heavy stamping of his horse. "What has happened to the birds?" Ivan wondered aloud. Suddenly, he spotted a large feather lying in his path. It was no ordinary feather. It was larger than that of an eagle or a swan and shimmered like gold in the sunlight. Ivan knew at once that it was a feather from the legendary firebird, whose presence explained the forest's silence. The Horse of Power spoke, its voice deep and wise. "Leave the golden feather where it lies. If you take it, you will know the meaning of fear and sorrow." But Ivan, thinking of the glory and favor he would earn from the Tzar, decided to take the feather. He dismounted, picked it up, and rode swiftly back to the Tsar's palace. Presenting the feather to the Tsar, Ivan expected praise and reward. The Tsar, though pleased, demanded more. "If you can bring me a feather of the firebird, you can bring me the bird itself. Fetch it for me, or by my sword, you will lose your head." Ivan left the palace in despair, tears streaming down his face. The Horse of Power, sensing his master's distress, asked, "Why do you weep, master?" "The Tzar demands that I bring him the firebird itself. No man can achieve such a feat." "Do not despair," the Horse of Power replied. "The true test lies ahead. Go to the Tzar and ask for 100 sacks of maize to be scattered in the open field at midnight." Ivan did as the horse advised, and the Tzar, eager for the firebird, granted his request. At dawn, Ivan rode out to the field where maize lay scattered under a great oak tree. He climbed the tree and waited while the Horse of Power wandered the field. As the sun rose, a mighty wind swept through the forest. The firebird, golden and radiant, descended to eat the maize. The Horse of Power, moving carefully, stepped on one of its fiery wings, pinning it to the ground. Ivan quickly bound the bird with strong ropes and carried it back to the palace. The Tzar, overjoyed, declared, "You have brought me the firebird. Now bring me my bride, the Princess Vasilissa, from the land of Neva, where the red sun rises." Ivan was heartbroken, for he knew that the journey to the land of Neva was perilous. The Horse of Power, seeing his sorrow, said, "Ask the Tzar for a silver tent with a golden roof and provisions for the journey." Ivan did so, and the Tzar complied. With the Horse of Power, he rode for many days and nights, finally reaching the edge of the world where the red sun rose from the blue sea. There, he set up the silver tent and laid out the food and drink. Soon, the Princess Vasilissa appeared, rowing a silver boat with golden oars. Curious about the tent, she approached and entered. Ivan, welcoming her, offered her food and wine. The wine, potent and magical, made her drowsy, and she soon fell into a deep sleep. Gently, Ivan carried the sleeping princess to his horse and rode back to the Tsar's palace. The Tsar was elated, but Vasilissa, upon waking, refused to marry him. "My wedding dress lies under a great stone in the middle of the sea. Without it, I will marry no one." The Tzar, furious, ordered Ivan to fetch the dress, threatening his life once more. Ivan, despairing, turned to his horse. "How can I retrieve a dress hidden beneath the sea?" "Do not fear," the Horse of Power assured him. "We will find a way." Ivan and the Horse of Power returned to the shore of the Blue Sea. There, they encountered a giant lobster, the Tzar of all lobsters. The Horse of Power trapped the lobster with its iron hoof. "Spare me, and I will help you," the lobster pleaded. The Horse of Power lifted its hoof. "Retrieve the wedding dress of Princess Vasilissa from under the stone in the sea." The lobster called out to its kin, and soon thousands of lobsters gathered. They dived into the sea and returned with a golden casket containing the dress. Ivan thanked the Lobster King and rode back to the Tsar's palace. Presenting the dress to Vasilissa, Ivan looked at her with love. She put on the dress and declared, "I will not marry the Tsar unless the man who brought me here bathes in boiling water as penance." The Tsar, eager to marry, ordered a cauldron of water to be boiled. Ivan, resigned to his fate, asked to see his horse one last time. The Tsar allowed it, and even bid farewell to the Horse of Power. "Do not fear," the horse said. "Leap into the cauldron boldly." Ivan returned to the cauldron. The Princess Vasilissa waved her hand over the boiling water, and Ivan, gathering his courage, jumped in. To everyone's amazement, he emerged more beautiful and strong than ever. The Tsar, envious, decided to follow suit. He climbed into the cauldron and was instantly boiled to death. With the Tsar gone, Ivan was crowned the new Tsar. He married the Princess Vasilissa, and together they ruled with wisdom and kindness. Ivan never forgot the Horse of Power, building it a golden stable and ensuring it lived in comfort and honor. Thus, Ivan and Vasilissa lived happily ever after, their love and bravery celebrated throughout the land. And the Horse of Power remained a symbol of wisdom and strength, ready to aid those who were worthy. If you like this story, please give this video a like. For more stories, go to bedtimedreamytales.com. See you in the next story.